What's up, you buttercups? It's your friendly neighborhood burial boy coming at you with some more Destiny news. Today we're going to go over this week at Bungie. The TWAB actually has a lot of changes that are going to be coming up here soon in the Beyond Light DLC drop. So today we're going to go over all of it in depth. Let's get digging. And first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it very, very much. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you go ahead and slap the subscribe button, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. It makes a big difference here on the channel. It helps me tremendously. But let's go ahead and get into it. One of the first big changes that we all knew was coming, and it's not really anything that's going to be a surprise, is our progression changes with our power cap. The power cap is going to be changing. The soft cap is going up to 1200, and the hard cap is going to 1250, and the pinnacle cap is going to 1260. Also, when Beyond Light drops, everybody's base power level is going to be at 1050. Any bit of gear, anything that you have in the vault, or anything in your inventory, if it's below 1050, will be brought up to 1050. Anything above 1050 will remain the same. That also means new Guardians, anyone starting out after Beyond Light, they're going to be starting out at the power cap of 1050. So we're definitely going to be looking forward to some of those changes there. Also, with tokens and collections, says Destiny is at its best when you're shooting aliens, getting loot, and becoming more powerful. That gameplay loop breaks when the best way to increase your power level is coming from standing in the tower and handing tokens into Lord Shacks. Starting next season, gear received from collections and turning in tokens will have a lower power level than in previous seasons. Gear earned through the token purchases will be 20 power below the power level, as well as collection buybacks will be capped at 1050 power. Now that's going to kind of suck for people like, me amongst many others who have been putting back our Vanguard tokens and our Crucible tokens. I mean, I have thousands of Vanguard and Crucible tokens and Gunsmith materials that I was definitely looking forward to being able to essentially, when Beyond Light drops, just spamming those tokens and getting all kinds of new gear and helping raise my power level up. So you're still going to be able to receive some of the gear, potentially some of the new armor and weapons and the materials from them, but you're not going to be able to raise your power level by doing so. Also, with some of the materials that we're going to have that we already have in our inventory from previous destinations are going to be vaulted. There's going to be some changes made to those. Starting in Season 13, Phase Glass Needles, Alkane Dust, Simulation Seeds, and Seraphite will no longer be accepted by vendors. The stockpiles of them you have after Beyond Light drops, you can turn them into Spider. He'll give you a small amount of Glimmer for them, but essentially, they're even saying it here, you're going to get more of your worth for those materials by actually turning them in now and using them now. And one of the very expected changes that we've all kind of heard about and knew was going to happen was a change to bounties are going to be made. Essentially, they're going to be making it a less bounty-driven game. So one of the plans we previewed was eventually to replace weekly bounties with new mechanisms to provide players with a set of non-expiring account-scoped objectives each week that will grant lots of season rank progress. They're still working on it. It's not going to be dropping until Season 13, but they are going to be making changes gradually to move towards that. So, bounties are not going to be completely going away, at least not yet. As far as our Season Pass goes, essentially it's going to remain the same for the most part. The biggest difference is going to be the changes to Bright Dust. The free Season Pass will offer 7,500 Bright Dust, and the bought and owned Season Pass, you will acquire 3,000 Bright Dust. Weekly bounties will award you 100. So essentially they're going to be making Bright Dust a much more easily acquired material, making it a lot easier for people who are doing the completely free-to-play, not buying the Season Pass. They're still going to be able to acquire a substantial amount of Bright Dust to purchase things out of the Eververse. Now, as well, there's going to be some changes done with Spider. Really, the biggest difference they're going to be doing is they're going to be changing some of the materials and things that you can acquire from the Spider. They're going to be taking legendary shards completely out. They've noticed that really no one's going to do that, and honestly, it's not worth it. They're going to be replacing it with enhancement prisms. Now, you can get an enhancement prism for 400 legendary shards, and you can do that 3 times a week. That does seem a bit steep, in my honest opinion. I don't know that I would personally trade in 400 legendary shards for a prism. I think that's definitely stingy there, but I would definitely do that before going through the process of spending a bunch of enhancement cores for legendary shards. as well as they're going to still offer enhancement cores through the spider. He will still have them. You will be able to buy at a set price of 30 shards each, equaling out to 150 legendary shards total. Now that's a less amount per day, you can only get 5, but you're still going to be saving legendary shards overall in the long run. Also, we're going to have some changes done to our sparrows. They see that some people were wondering that if you were going to be able to equip the Ghost mod Speed Demon with other mods like Guiding Light in the new system. And they have some good news for us. We don't need to. Starting in Beyond Light, all sparrows, both legendary and exotic, will innately summon instantly, even without the Transmat Preloader perk. As a result, there will be no need for Ghost mod to impact this functionality, so Speed Demon was not carried forward into the new system. So essentially, all sparrows, ones we have as well as the ones that we're going to be getting, will summon instantly as if we have the Speed Demon perk already. There's also going to be some changes to Eververse, not much, but it's going to be some changes mainly to the Bright Engrams. Season 12 Bright Engrams will contain all content from Seasons 1 through 9, and Season 13 Bright Engrams will contain all content from Seasons 1 through 10. Essentially, they're going to be making more content available via these Bright Engrams. Now, another one of the bigger things coming with this is some of the things happening to our inventory and things in our inventory. Essentially, they're going to have a list of items that, when Beyond Light drops, will be removed from your inventory because they will really not have any purpose. I'm going to leave a list of this right here. I'm not going to go over each one individually, but you can pause it, you can screenshot it, you can do whatever you need to do, take a look at what's going to be taken out of your inventory. But this right here is a list of everything that will be removed from your inventory on November 10th when Beyond Light drops, when you first load in. Now, as we all know, on November 9th, there is going to be some maintenance. There's going to be a 14-hour downtime where Destiny 2 will be taken offline for maintenance. Maintenance will begin at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, ending on November 10th at 9 a.m. with the launch of Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Now, we've heard word that they're going to be allowing us to download or start to pre-download the game prior to 9 a.m. November 10th. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work yet, but I really think it's going to make a big difference as opposed to having everyone trying to load in and do everything all at 9 a.m. on November 10th when Beyond Light does drop. So we'll just see how that's going to work when that does happen. We'll probably know a little bit closer to the day. Also, some of the issues with the PlayStation 4 Collector's Edition codes have been resolved. Apparently there were some players that were putting in their Collector's Edition codes prior to November 10th. Obviously, they've started doing that now, and they've had some account lockout problems, and those issues have been resolved. In regards to titles and seals, they're saying with Moments of Triumph and Season of Arrivals coming to a close, players are strongly encouraged to claim and equip the titles located in their seals so they'll correctly be accounted for as claimed. So if you have a seal or if you acquire a new seal and title, you need to make sure that you claim it as well as equip it. Even if you just equip it momentarily, you need to make sure that you equip it as so that you will have it claimed when Beyond Light does drop. But guys, that'll about sum us up for today's This Week at Bungie, the weekly TWAB. It's been glorious. It's been fun. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I really appreciate it if you drop a like down below. It does make such a difference to the channel. And leave down in the comments, tell me what you think. Let me know if there's anything you think here that they should be touched on. Tell me what your thoughts are on the TWAB. I'm pretty excited. I know some of the changes are kind of weird, but it's pretty necessary for something this large. So, that being said, guys, I'm out of here. Remember, life's a grave. Just dig it.